Thank you everyone for joining. Really appreciate your time on a Thursday. I know it's month end and everyone's super busy, but welcome to the Cloud4Partners SAP Partner Webinar. I know that this focus is generally in the EMEA South region. We might have a few from other places, but at the same time today, you're with me, Chelsea. I'm the Partner Success Manager here at Cloud4Partners, and I look after EMEA South as well as Middle East. So I think we've got a few Middle Eastern partners in the room. And my colleague, Alan Hughes, the Strategic Alliances Director, is also with us. So today we're going to speak about what it is to be a Cloud4Partners partner. We're not speaking about product, we're not doing pricing. We want to give you a snapshot into the experience of what it's like to work with us and how we take on a partner-first approach. So for the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to just go through a couple of things that we've done with other partners, as well as hear from some of our other partners, their experience with working with us. So in the meantime, I'm going to hand over to Pierluigi from SAP, who's with us. Pierluigi, can you hear me? Can you speak?
Yes, perfectly. And
fantastic.
You can hear me?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Hello?
So Pierluigi, yeah, we can hear you. It's all good.
Okay.
Can you just give us a little bit of an intro on why you think, cloud is really important for SAP partners, especially in the Business One space, and why partners should be thinking about this and future-proofing their customers' business?
Yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you to invite me to do this, to provide to the partner you this SAP view. Is a great privilege for me. Thank you. And let me introduce myself for the people that don't know me. My name is Pierluigi Magnani, and in the SAP organization, I am a channel sales manager for SAP Business One in Portugal and Italy. So Business One for SAP, if we look at the market of hosting services in the world are improving a lot, and always the customer are asking more and more to have the infrastructure not in-house or buying, but take advantage and to have this type of functionality as a service. And we are working in an environment where the complexity of the request of the customer, of the market, is more and more complex than in the past. No? We have to drive new technologies. These technologies are arriving in the market with a speed, the acceleration where these new technology are available for a customer, is improving significantly, dramatically. What we receive in the previous year, in 1 year, 2 years, now arriving in the market in months. There are also a security subject, very, again, is always more important. Hackers attack are targeting also small and mid-market company. No? In the past, this factor was mainly for large enterprises, but we know that now also small company are targeting to this. No? We have also to treat some different rule on data treatment in different countries. No? The complexity also in this point of view are great, are improving. Nevertheless, I think this market is a great opportunity in order to drive not only to have a success in proposing ERP, what our partner, you as our partner, are doing, but also it could be an interesting new stream of revenue for all of you. No? SAP in the past had, as you know, an offering to hosting by SAP, no? Services for Business One, but this services has been retired. I don't want to enter in the reason, but in any case, it is not possible to have. An important point is that all this, the complexity, require massive investment for a B1 partner, and not always you are available to provide this type of services. And I think a company like Cloud4Partners can really support you as a partner in this proposal. I think really important to create a package, ERP solution combined with the hosting services. This could be a key of success in order not only to acquire new customer, but also to maintain the existing one and avoid that, for example, other competitor can enter, put a food in the middle of the door, enter in your customer, and after a large. So I think that in order to be competitive in this market is also necessary that you are able to offer a comprehensive solution. I also would like to underline one of the features that Business One has. Very few our competitor can offer to the customer. B1, you know better than me, has a lot of these topics, but there is one that, in my opinion, is very important. It's possible for a customer to receive a Business One functionality, acquiring the solution as a on-prem, or as a service. So the product is exactly the same, and the way that you can implement the project is exactly the same. And I think is this asset, because is a great asset, because the mindset of our typical B1 customer, in my opinion, is largely, mainly in the region that we are talking, EMEA South, remain in the large part on premise. Now, our customer prefer to buy a product on perpetual license instead to have as a service. Other story are the hosting services. Now that the request is improving to have as a service. Now. In this point of view, I think Cloud4Partners has a great proposal, because allow you to have, without any differences between how the customer has a right to use a Business One in terms of license, but can put all this in a multi-tenant environment with a great ratio between cost and value provided. I think you have also to consider this in our proposal, and the combination of this could be a great asset for all of us in order to continue the success that the solution has. I think to took so much time. I don't want to avoid you again, and with this I would like to close my speech and hand over to Chelsea or Aline.
Thank you so much, Pierluigi. That's an awesome introduction. Excuse me. And I think you've articulated it really well. This is what we're trying to show you, is that there's options. You're not put into rigid programs. You have the ability to look at cost effectiveness, work with us as a team. Because Ascari is our parent company, we have such great SAP Business One expertise. But we'll get into that in a little bit of a deeper note in the next couple of slides. But I just want to, and Pierluigi's articulated it really well, you know, we're in a position where we're looking to the future and how to help your customers, giving them the option with using AWS. So this is the agenda for the next couple of minutes. We're going to go through all of this. Please feel free to put any questions that you've got in the chat. We can answer them at the end. There is a dedicated interactive Q&A session where I'll unmute everybody and we can have a discussion. And these slides will be sent to you for you to review and also come back to us and see if you want to have a one-on-one meeting with us. So let me get started on the Cloud4Partners story. So with a bit of history, Cloud4Partners was born from our deep roots with AWS and SAP, as many of you know. As I mentioned, Ascari, our direct side of the business, is based in the UK and Ireland. That is where we work with our Business One customers. But from the start, we focused on Business One hosting. We were the first partner in 2013 to be able to host SAP Business One, with the aim to simplify that hosting experience for partners. And over time, we've expanded. We work on SQL, we work on HANA, we're supporting surrounding ecosystems, right? So we are BPA ready. We also support MyWave. Many of you might know me from MyWave. I was a client partner director there, and I came to the Cloud4Partners team recently, and I'm just loving the experience. So yeah, we offer so much that comes into the whole package of cloud hosting. We've got quick start analytics with new intelligence. We've introduced Sage X3. I know a lot of you as partners are looking to do that with your customers, and other integrations. So the list is really long. We can host almost anything really at the end of the day because of our capabilities with AWS. But underlying all of this growth is one theme. We evolved from being a pure infrastructure provider to a true enabler for partners. We really aspire to operate as an extension of your team, not as a vendor on the other side. So we don't like the idea of just taking an order and you being in a rigid program. It's the idea of you working with us and us working together to grow, because we're only successful if you're successful. And that is what we're trying to drive home. So this is a snapshot of our team. We're obviously a bigger team than this, but it gives you a little bit of an idea of who we work with and how we are all scattered around the UK. We are a global company. We have, as you saw in the previous slide, we have 24/7 monitoring support. We are looking to ramp that up at some point as well. But you can see that there's a lot of expertise amongst the team. And I put these pictures up because we're a people-first business. We want to have a relationship with you rather than just be transactional. So what it's like to partner with Cloud4Partners. I have just put these 4 words on a slide just to give the holistic view of the snapshot of what it looks like. So when we talk about trust, with AWS as our backbone and our hosting provider, this is obviously giving us stability and security across all of our different abilities to work with you. We have data centers in Canada, in the US, in Dublin, in Frankfurt. We are looking at opening up in South Africa as well, based on demand because of data sovereignty. It's becoming a really big topic in terms of technology at the moment. A quick story, I was at the Gartner Symposium last year, and the 3 topics were data sovereignty, AI, and cloud security. So we are looking at all of that at the moment in order to future-proof and be able to grow the business and help you as partners to do what you need to do to serve your customers. Now, in terms of partnership, you'll have an open line of communication. There's consistent SLAs and a sense of predictability. Our support is rated 4.9 out of 5 over the last 12 months. So from a day-to-day, each partner has an experience where you have a dedicated account manager. You work with us to tailor your solutions and help you support your customers. So the message, I think, that is also an overarching one here is that we want to take away the burden for you as a partner so that you don't have the headache. You have the ability to offload it to us as the managed service while you can still get recurring revenue and be competitive in your market. So it's not about it just being European prices that are put onto you. You have the flexibility to also price it to your customers and your market. So it's got a local appeal. In terms of the flexibility, we don't force any partner into any rigid program. We work with you to make sure you've got the best possible situation. The way that we set up our infrastructure as well is very much based on what you need in order to support your customers. And then we have the ability to ramp it up or ramp it down based on that capacity. But we're not going to give you an overload and expect you to pay for something that's not necessarily utilized in the correct manner. And then in terms of growth, our partner-first approach is what we stand for and what we lead by. We lead by relationships, as I mentioned. And if you don't succeed, we don't either. So we want to grow together. And that's the message that, you know, I think we work in a world where it's very transactional and very order-taking. And, you know, we don't want you to be in a position where you can't have that conversation with us for what's suitable for your market or for your customers. So to reiterate what I said about the flexibility, we want to be able to give you the ability to focus on consulting and transforming your customers' business, to be able to grow them while we can take away the hosting burden or infrastructure pieces, but you'll still be able to have that as a piece of your revenue. So if you look at it, you could have, and I know that Pierluigi spoke about it, but as an example, the multi-tenant professional product that we offer, I'm not going to go into all the details about that, but you have the ability to put multiple customers onto a platform to share the load and to share the cost. Obviously, if there's complications or there's something that is specific for a certain customer, we can have that conversation and see how we can adapt that and maybe putting them on a dedicated environment. But you have the ability as the consultancy company to your customer to have that conversation with them and then also work with us to get the best possible option. So these are some of the capabilities and things and services that we offer outside of our services. Obviously, we can talk about our technical SLAs and our migrations and all that type of thing, but you know, the value proposition and the holistic view of the partnership goes much deeper than just the services and the hosting of your customers. So we do co-marketing and demand gen. You can see on the left there where we've worked with Third Wave in the US. We offer sales and enablement training. So we are more than happy to get on a plane and come and meet you, work with your sales team, train them to talk about cloud hosting and AWS so that you can sell it to your customer, as well as white label capabilities. So the customer sees your branding, we do the heavy lifting, and we can sit behind it. So we're the managed service. So you're not bringing in another vendor. There's not more, you know, applications that a customer's having to deal with or things to sign. We can go behind you and be an extension of your team. So I'm now going to jump to what our partners say about us. And I see that Dennis is on the call. So Dennis, I'm just going to unmute you. And Dennis has been working with, well, Multisoft has been working with the Cloud4Partners team for, I think, just over a year. And I'd love to just hear a little bit more about your experience, what you thought about it. You know, has it helped you grow your customers and future-proof them? And, you know, just give a little bit of an anecdotal overview of what you feel you've experienced.
Right, thank you, Chelsea. Good morning, everyone. Dennis here. and I'm happy to share bits about the journey with Cloud4Partners so far. Like Chelsea said, we've been doing this for maybe about a year and now. And I would want to begin with the fact that, I mean, months ago, when we started the search for a cloud partner, one of the key things we were looking at was a partner who was not just providing platform, right? We wanted somebody with a proven track record in B1 consulting, because when it comes to issues of support, etc., we want the partner to be able to understand exactly the same language that we are speaking. And so it has been very effective in that regard since we started working with Cloud4Partner. So far, our journey has been nothing short of exceptional, if you ask me. And particularly, I mean, working with Alan and the rest of the team, it's been smooth so far. I want to say it is very transparent, very collaborative as well from the very start of our engagement. You know, going back and forth with the contracts to agree, Cloud4Partners willing to change things in their contract to suit what we wanted, you know, all that kind of flexibility that Chelsea, you just mentioned. I can really attest to all that during our engagement so far. And another interesting thing again is about the support, how quick the team is to respond to the support tickets. I mean, for us as a vendor, it gives us the confidence to also go out and deliver on our project because we know that the system is going to be available all the time. And even that if there's ever a glitch at any point in time, we are sure that the team is on hand to resolve it because of how quick they've been able to, I mean, talk to us. But really, what I actually value most is the flexibility that Cloud4Partners has provided us since we started working together, and also the genuine commitment from the team as well. Alan has always caught up with us, you know, catch-up calls here and there to see if there's anything, you know, C4P can do to improve our user experience and the delivery that we give to our customers as well. Wanting to share ideas on what topical trends are in the industry has also been quite helpful. So I think we've gone beyond the scope of even what we contracted for. We more like family now with the C4P team, which is very interesting for me. I mean, it's been a very positive experience so far, and we at Multisoft are excited about where this partnership can go next. We're always looking for it to discuss new things, what is coming up next, and that's what I want to say on this call. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, the C4P team. We are Multisoft. We are happy to always work with you here.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dennis. I really appreciate it and the kind words and what you've articulated. So that's what we stand for, right? It's the support, it's the flexibility. That's what we want to do is, you know, we want to make our ecosystem stronger. We're not wanting to just transact and be in a only business relationship. Yeah, and I think I'm going to hand over to Alan next because he's going to tell a little bit of some anecdotal stories about his experience in the Cloud4Partners time and what our partners are seeing and doing and how we are helping them grow. So Alan, I'm going to hand over to you next.
Thanks, Chelsea, and thanks again, Dennis. That was very welcome. Thank you. It's an interesting role that Chelsea and I have in Cloud4Partners at Ascari, for the simple reason that we are firm believers that by visiting partners and getting to know them and understanding them and helping them see a bigger picture can help them really generate revenue and increase margins as well. A good example of that was this week. Chelsea and I have been to France this week, and we met with a large partner in Paris. And they, even while we were with them, they had the bad news that one of their customers was moving to another partner. But we talked around the business issues, and we're not just there to talk about hosting. So we talked about, well, if we work together and they've got quite a high number of customers, most of them are on premise, some of them are on a private data center, and some of them are running SAP's Cloud Control Center. And I said to them, if we actually work together and work out together which customers would benefit from moving to AWS Cloud with Cloud4Partners, that will increase your revenue from people that you weren't making a lot of revenue from other than your annual maintenance. So you start to think that it's not just about winning new customers, it's about how do we make more revenue and more margin, therefore, with the existing customer base. So we're now putting a program together where we're working with them to work out how we can replace the margin they've lost from the customer that's moving away with the existing customer base, never mind any new business. So those are the sort of business conversations we're having with them. And another great example is one of the quotes on here from Morten at BitPeople. BitPeople, for any of you that don't know, are a major, well, they're the biggest partner in the Nordics. So they're based in Denmark and Norway, and they migrated their entire cloud estate to Cloud4Partners at the start of this year from a private data center, which wasn't working that well for them. They had too much hassle, and they didn't have the knowledge and the resources to deal with it themselves. So they gave us what they considered a headache, and we've turned it into a very productive environment where they have lots of SQL and HANA customers that we look after on the cloud, and we act as the secondary line of support for them, because not only will we support our partners on issues that might arise around cloud hosting and any questions around AWS, but we will also support them on SAP Business One. And that's really where Morten and his team really like that, because SAP Business One wasn't predominantly designed for cloud in the first place, but we've seen all the things that need to be tweaked and all the dials that need to be changed over the years, because we've done this for so long, that we can actually help them resolve issues more quickly and keep their customers happier and stickier, so they don't disappear and go to another partner. And that quote you see on screen there was actually, I bumped into him at Barcelona Airport on the way back from the SAP Summit this year, and I asked him, how's the migration gone? He says, well, no one's put anything on my desk, so it can't be that bad. It's got to be pretty good, because no one's given me any problems to consider or make a judgment on. So that's the sort of relationship we want with you. From a point of view of visiting, though, we are absolutely all about that. And whether you're wherever you are in the world, Chelsea, myself, or Nick, you may have seen the picture earlier, we will come and visit you, and we will develop that relationship with you. And it's not going to be overly salesy. It will be about partnership, and it's about helping you create more recurring revenue, and maybe learn a little bit about how we do it at Ascari, because we're quite an open book. I would say that from ourselves, the way we've built ourselves since 2012, over 80% of our annual income now is recurring, and most partners look at us as if we've got 3 heads at that point, because they have no idea how to get there. So let us come and talk to you about how we've done it. Let us give you the advice of what we found works and help you generate more revenue. You know, that's the point of this. It's not just about cloud hosting. It is about a partnership where we help you get there. So we've got lots of references like this. We've got customers all over the world. We're quite happy to come and talk to you about some of those stories, tell you what we've done, how we've worked together, and then work with you. You know, fundamentally, Chelsea put up an image there about trust. I think that's the key one. The actual rest of it is just follows. If we get trust between ourselves and share information, everyone gets more successful, and that's what we want to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Alan. Excellent. And I think moving on to our next slide, it's about this global reach and what we're seeing, and the idea of how hyperscaler can sometimes sound expensive and quite a big feat or a bit scary, but because we've worked in the Business One mid-market environment for such a long time, we've got such flexible ways of how to make it work for you and for your customer. So what we are also doing with a lot of partners who might have their own infrastructure or potentially have a lot of on-premise customers, you know, what we'll do is work with you to create an option or to be able to do a bit of a package to help you move your customers to the cloud. It's all about working together. It's not about you coming to me, Alan and Nick, and saying, okay, I need to be at a certain point in order to do that next step of moving to the cloud. We can work on that migration strategy with you. So, you know, what this is saying as well is, you know, ERP is still really important in the mid-market space. We still see a continuous rise, especially across, you know, the EMEA South region. And what we're also seeing is a lot of partners do not want to own or build or maintain their cloud infrastructure. They want capable, trusted partners that they can offload, and that's where we come in. We've built a community across the world where we are able to come and visit you, work with your sales team, work with your consultants, and regionally, we're pushing EMEA South because we focus quite a lot on Europe, just because that's where we're closer to, and the Americas with Nick and his work in Canada. But since I've joined, and seeing as I'm originally a South African, I want to be able to come to Africa and the Middle East and be able to do a bit more with partners, just because we're globally expanding and AWS is supporting that. So there's some really good opportunities for you to work with us in various capacities. So we're coming to the end, but I just wanted to summarize a little bit about looking ahead and where we sit from a partner perspective in the mid-market. We, you know, are seeing a growth of rise with SAP adoption and seeing that the ability for an increasing demand for a cloud solution that packages up a lot of different things. And we're not, as I said, rigid in the sense of you just get business one. If there's something that you particularly want to host, or you have a customer that has quite a bespoke need, have a conversation with us. Let's see whether our tech team can do it, because that's what we do with our partners. We're in a position where we want to make it work for you. So the managed services and a value add that we are wanting to bring in terms of that optimization, the upgrades, being AI driven with analytics and automation. We're doing a lot of work with AWS as well to see what we can do in the AI space as well, but also from SAP and mid-market, excuse me, mid-market perspective, we're also working with MyWave. We host it. We've got a lot of partners doing that. But as Cloud4Partners, we're investing in you as the partner to make this work and making sure that you've got what you need to be successful. So that is supporting you with partner-led projects. We're happy to do webinars, go-to-market initiatives, and see what we can do together. So ultimately, at the end, it's a collaborative success story with you, us, your customer, and that way we grow together. So I'm going to move to a Q&A. I've put a QR code here, which goes to our website, which is our contact page. So if you want to have a scan of that, you can. I am going to unmute everybody because I've got the power. So give me a second. And if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand, talk. You also can use the chat function if you would prefer not speak. But I've got a question that I am curious about, as you know, every partner is different, every region is different, but what is your biggest barrier to offering cloud services? Is it price? Is it security? Is it something where there's a belief that being on premise is still the way to go? Give me a few things that we can have a bit of a discussion about, and then we can see how we can work together. But at the same time, if you've got any questions, feel free to raise your hand and we can have a discussion. But I'm curious to know in your market what the biggest barrier is for cloud hosting.
Well, one of the things, Chelsea, that would be interesting if anyone's got any comments, but what we tend to find with other partners is that once they start working with us, is that they actually have more time to do more things, because they don't have to deal with simple things like upgrading SAP. We can do that for them. Migrating people to HANA, we can do that for them. These are all free value add services that we provide. So it's just more of a case of, well, what would you do if you had more time? And that doesn't necessarily need to be answered now, but I wanted to put that concept in your brain, in the fact that if you can suddenly think, well, if my support team and my consultants don't have to do that, could they do other project work? Have we got more things they can do that's more proactive and, more importantly, billable? That's the important thing.
Well, exactly, Alan, and I think that's a really good point. And we didn't focus on product and our services as it was intentional, because we want to have a conversation with you to talk to you about where your challenges are. So I didn't want to generalize the market and say, you know, this is what you might be experiencing. But I know a lot of partners share the same challenges, but it's exactly that. While we were in Paris yesterday, or Tuesday, rather, we were talking to this partner about all the capabilities that we have that's included in our packages. It's the free migrations from SQL to HANA, it's the upgrades, it's all included in a package that is not this menu list that you as a partner have to think about. So if there's something, and I think that's also a bigger picture of the world of technology of today, if you are seeing that your consultants or your team are working on so many things and there's very few resources to actually think about innovation or growth or new packages and modernizing your customers, maybe there's an exercise that needs to happen where you think about, okay, well, maybe we can offload that to Cloud4Partners to be able to do that. So I think it's a bit of a follow-up question. If you are, when I say what's your biggest barrier or your market's biggest barrier with cloud hosting, what is you as a company, your biggest barrier with growing and innovating? Maybe there is a barrier there or a challenge there. So it's something to think about, and I'd love to have your thoughts. We haven't got anything in the chat yet, I don't believe, but I'm going to actually just put our email address here, because now you've had the QR code. This is mine and Alan's email address. Please feel free to just email us and have a conversation. We'll set up a 30-minute call and have a discussion with you and start a discovery process of how we can work together. And if we don't work together for right now, that's also okay. But at the same time, we'd love to just chat to you and see what we can do together. So take down our email addresses. And sorry, I think someone actually unmuted themselves. Did someone speak up?
Might have been me, Chelsea.
Hello?
I was only thinking then it might be worth. Is that someone else?
Yeah, we've got someone else.
Yeah, I'm talking right now. My name is Amr. I'm from Egypt. Hi.
Hi.
I actually know Cloud4Partners from Nick. Actually, he mailed me since 4 months ago, so we can partnership about cloud solution for SAP Business One. As you know, first of all, hello Chelsea, hello Alan. The main issue in the Middle East, actually, or in Egypt, in Africa, that we have customers that does not like the cloud solution. Why? Because they are afraid they lost their data, or they need their own server. They actually purchase many services, many servers, so they cannot willing to use a cloud solution. Actually, I spoke to Nick 4 months ago that we are actually have many customers, but we are willing to partner to have a partnership with you that we can actually use the cloud solution for SAP Business One. Because I worked with other partners here in Egypt. I have a main issue with, I will not say its name, but I have a main issue with a cloud solution, another cloud solution. But actually, once I spoke to Nick, no, he actually gave me a full brief, a perfect vision about cloud solution with you. So awesome. My main issue actually in the Middle East that customers, I have many customers in KSA, they have as I told before, that they have a main issue that why should I purchase a cloud solution?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting perspective, because I think that also exists in Europe, and I think there is still a lot of noise and fear around GDPR, Cloud Acts. A lot of regulation is being put in place at the moment in terms of getting that message out about security and all that kind of thing. We had a similar conversation a couple of weeks ago with another partner about GDPR and how Amazon actually works with that. So we are building up a lot of documentation to support that, because, for example, you know, the Data Act has come in quite recently, and everyone's a little bit, well, unsure about what that means. And I think AWS, being American, has raised some questions, but there is really good documentation online, and I can also send you some more just to share with your customers, because we are doing this a lot. But AWS is so secure in terms of how they are building out their infrastructure, and they are never in a position where they are able to share personal data. A lot of what is happening with that Data Act is all performance-based insights. So it's very much based on manufacturing, it's company-based data and insights that is to elevate and make things go faster. It's never personal data, but it's a very big topic, right? And I don't think we have the time today to go into it, but it's interesting that that's happening in the Middle East as well. I think it's worldwide, where people are questioning where their data is going and how there's security wrapped around all of this. But AWS has a really strong response to all of these types of questions, which I can share with you off the back of this call, because as I said at the beginning, data sovereignty is a demand that hasn't been around, I would say, that much in the last couple of years until recently. The last 2 years, data sovereignty has become really big, and having your data center and your disaster relief site in a place where it's local is something that we can definitely support on. So we've got a lot of partners asking similar questions to you and having the same discussion, but we have material and answers for that, and that's because of AWS being such a strong foundation to host on.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you actually for your answer. Yeah, I actually I'm looking forward to seeing the documentation so I can review with the company here. I'm actually working as a delivery head in SAP Business One here in a partner called New Smart Vision in Egypt. We have many projects in KSA, in Egypt, and Lebanon, and in any other countries. We have like many countries that we implemented SAP Business One. We actually also implemented the solution with SAP Business One that integrated called customer checkout. It's like a solution like for cashiers, for hypermarkets, something like that. So actually, I have another question. I was working before I worked in New Smart. I was working in a partner here in Egypt, and actually I thought that the cloud solution, in my opinion, but not for Cloud4Partners, that the other cloud solution that I don't want also mention it because it means some trauma for me, because the project went fail. And it's first time in 10 years working as SAP Business One consultant that I faced a failure project because of a cloud solution. They didn't give me a full specs for the CCO, for the solution for the CCO. They send around in 1 minute like how many invoices? Let me remember. In 1 minute, actually, they have like 30 branches. In 1 minute, in each branch has like 3 computers. So we are talking like 240 computers in all the branches. In 1 minute, they send like around 20,000 invoice.
Wow.
So the capacity of the cloud solution did not meet, because the invoices actually it went to SAP the next day. So the first day we have like in 1 minute we have like 20,000 invoice. It actually appears in SAP Business One the next day. So the account balance is not perfect, is not matched. There is the inventory is not matched. So that was my main issue with the cloud. But also after thanks for Nick, actually, big thanks for Nick. I hope I can cooperate with him. So I would not like to see this issue in any project if it's mega project using like SAP Business One.
Of course, absolutely. No, I think if you're working with Nick, you're on the right track. Nick is fantastic. He's traveling at the moment, so that's why he's not on this call today. But I think absolutely, these are the types of things that we want to work with you to fix and make sure that you don't have trauma again or any PTSD, to make sure that you're getting the best of what's needed. And I think from our expertise, my experience of being a Cloud4Partners for nearly 2 months has been it's been incredible watching the team in terms of how there is always optimization in mind and thinking about the partner first rather than just safeguarding and making things bigger just to ensure that it works. It's all about making it the best optimal option for you as a partner. So if there is anything, I mean, I would love to come to Egypt, but at the same time, I'm sure Nick will be visiting you soon. And I think just we'll keep having the conversation, EMEA, and see what we can do together, right? So.
Actually, thank you, Chelsea, for your time. Thank you, Alan, for your time. Also, I will send a message to Nick that I will thank him. I'm sure he will come visit Egypt. He will also more than welcome you and Alan. Thank you for this webinar. Actually, for this meeting, I actually gathered some information, and I hope, inshallah, sooner we can have a cooperation.
Absolutely. I think that's the next step. But I think exactly, and in these scenarios that you've given there, I think we want to have these conversations with you, whoever's on the call and the attendees of today. Thank you again so much for your time. But let's set up a couple of meetings. Let's see if we can meet in person rather than just keep it all virtually, and see how we can work together. These slides will be sent to you as well as a recording. And if there's any questions, you know where to find us. Our email addresses are on screen. And we'll speak to you very soon. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for everyone here in this meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again.